Hey you all, so I'm having an interesting day. I don't know if it's because I am growing with YouTube or whatever, but Twitter is so toxic that I had someone that I unfollowed in the past literally quote tweet me, accidentally blocked me, and then screenshotted some of my tweets and posted it on Twitter and is bashing me and stuff like that. It's one of those people that's a part of Kamala Harris's tribe. They call themselves a K hive, which I recently found out there was a K hive like last year. They called themselves a K hive. I guess Kamala thinks she's Beyonce. I don't know. But anyways, Michelle Tafoya was on The View today, and I talked about it. I made a video about it about Sunny Hostin, and um, I personally enjoy Michelle Tafoya on the show. Like I don't have to agree with her in order for me to like her. I like her for the show because I think she speaks on actual things that people talk about. You know, she's not polished. She speaks her mind, and I think it's a perfect duo because you have Sarah Haynes, who's also an independent, and she's in the middle. Then you have Michelle Tafoya, who's in the middle. Then you have the Joy Behar, Sunny, and then you have and Whoopi. And I personally feel that she should be the one that takes that seat. Um, a lot of people think that the hosts don't like her. I disagree. I don't think that the View hosts don't like her. I think that they like her. I mean, they brought her back for a reason, right? Um, Especially when they talk about personal topics, because she was speaking on having anorexia, and still going through the things she went through when she was young. I think she said when she was 13 years old, she had it. So I personally like the woman. I do. I know it's not a popular thing to say on here, but I'm just going to be honest because I like her for the show. I didn't watch her on CPAC. I watched her on Megyn Kelly, and I watched her on Tucker Carlson. And she's right on the show today. She's right when she said that most people right now, politically speaking, if you look at stats, most people identify as independent because there was a large swath of people that left the Trump administration. Well, not Trump. They left the Trump. They left the Republican Party because of the previous administration, and there's people now who are Democrats possibly and aren't really feeling how the Biden administration is going. So they moved to the independent spectrum, right? And I like her. I don't understand why people don't like her. Actually, I do understand because, hey, Dinah, we live in not Kamala, the people that made that for her. They call her the K Hive. We live in a society where it's partisan and people only want to hear things that they agree with. Like they just want to hear things that they agree with and they want to be yes people, right? I'm not like that. And it's unfortunate that the media is like that, you know. And so with Michelle Tafoya being on The View and being in the middle, she was right. She was basically right when she said the moderate people are being told to shut up and listen. And Sarah Haynes agreed with that as well. And so that's one of the reasons why Abby left the show, because she felt like her political stance was not being represented on the show. When literally you go out to your grocery store, you're gonna have people that are in the middle. You're gonna have people that are independent. You're gonna have people that are that take ideologies from the left and from the right. You know, and me personally, I've always felt like I was in the middle growing up, just how I was growing up. It's like you were raised here in America, but you were also raised culturally and religiously as if you were born overseas. So to Americans here, I'm seen as too conservative or too traditional. And for if I were to go overseas, they would look at me. They were like, "Yeah, you're a little too Western for us. You're too a little Americanized for us." So I feel like I'm being pulled by both sides in the middle, and I'm not moving. So I agree, and I can see what Michelle Tafoya is saying. Like I said, not popular opinion on this channel because I do understand that most of the viewers here are from The View. Most of the View's demographics represent the Democratic Party. So I get that. But at the same time, I'm going to be honest and feel what I feel. I bribed Kamala Harris because they had somebody on. I've been getting like bashed by people for some reason. Like yesterday, Dinah, I saw one of my videos on Twitter. Literally, someone copied one of my videos for like 30 seconds, about 30 seconds of it, and put it on Twitter. That's copyright infringement. And just today, some random girl that represents the Kamala Harris K-Hive, or at least one of them, that's on that grift train that represents her, literally quote tweeted me on accident, screenshotted some of my tweets, and she blocked me thinking I'm not going to see it, and started bashing me on her Twitter page. And she has like 15,000 followers on her Twitter page. So like, and she thinks she's smart, but she's not. You know, some girl from New York, a black chick from New York. I'm not even going to post her Twitter on there because she's not relevant. But I did post it on my Twitter page if you're curious to see who I'm talking about. But, you know, and that just tells me that I'm doing good. And, you know, when you get haters that don't like what you say, it's like you just nowhere. I don't know where she came from. I used to converse with her in the past until she called Dr. Lamont Hill anti-Semitic, because as you all know, CNN fired Dr. Lamont Hill, and Dr. Lamont Hill writes books about the Middle East and Palestine. I have one of his books here, and she didn't like that, and so she called him anti-Semitic, and she got mad that he voted for the Green Party. He voted for Jill Stein, why would someone get upset at someone if they voted for someone different than them? And this person is the Green Party, okay? Like, you know, even if they voted for Trump, I'm not going to be upset. But I'm just saying, she got so mad that he voted for the Green Party. No, I just screenshotted her tweet and I just wrote what I wrote. She thinks that I'm done. You know, some dumb New Yorker girl that's on welfare, clearly, because she said she's on welfare, that lives in, that don't pay her rent, relies on the government to pay her rent. You know, but yeah, so I ain't worried about that girl. She thinks she's smart, but she's not smart. She's not articulate. She doesn't speak well. She does videos on Twitter, but she has like notes where she reads off the notes. I don't have notes. I come on here a lot of times. I watch what I watch. I don't plan it. I don't script out nothing. I just say what comes onto my mind. It comes out of my mouth. Sometimes that's the worst in me, because I've had situations where I said something that, you know, as you guys know, but I don't need a script. I don't, you know, it's just because I am a gifted libber. I can speak without notes. And but yeah, it's just, and then I didn't do the same thing. I just copied and I just screenshotted her tweet. She's a little crazy. She's a little weird. Crazy girl, weird, but you know, she got 15,000 followers on Twitter. Just a little weird, you know. But yeah, so I liked her for the show. I liked it on today's show. They also spoke about schooling and how grades should be taken away and people should be able to retake a test if they failed and stuff like that. I'm like, there is a thing called summer school that has always been put in place. If you fail a standardized test, or if you fail a class that you need to pass in order to go to the next grade, there's a thing called summer school where you will be able to go to summer school. The View was talking about how will it be bad or good to implement something with grades where you can retake a test, or where you could just retake something in order to go on to the next grade. There's always been something like that. It's called summer school. It's called summer school. No, I'm not like Whoopi. I read stuff, but I don't write the script down. Like I research, but I'm not writing the script down. Like I'm not writing scripts or nothing. Like, you know, I'm not like Whoopi. Whoopi just comes in, get dressed up, and comes on the show like Wendy Williams. And, you know, and she just wings it. You know, that's what she does. She's a moderator. And moderators, I notice when they moderate shows, they let the host speak. Well, Whoopi's the host as well, but they let the other host speak, and they're just a person. Their main thing is to make sure that everybody gets their turn before a commercial occurs and before they have to go to break. And so moderators really speak less out the group, you know, so because they have to worry about, it's just like you're being timed on television. And so it's a lot of pressure with that being timed on television. And also you have, in doing your commentary, it's a lot of pressure. It looks easy, but I'm sure it's not easy to be on live TV, moderating a show, having millions of people watch you, and being able to make sure every single host gets their point in, and you possibly getting a point in if you want to have one in, or if you're not feeling the pressure of trying to get everyone to speak on time and not too much. It's our job, and Joy Behar does a great job at doing it. You know, she's better than Whoopi at doing it. But yeah, it's 2:00, y'all. I know it's a little early for me to come on. But yeah, man, I enjoyed her for the show. I think she's the best fit for The View for that chair. I don't understand why people dislike her, because she is way less neurotic than Meghan McCain is. I find her to be a professional type of Meghan McCain, if that makes sense. On a professional level, she is a Meghan McCain in a way. But I do see why she's a moderate, or why she's a libertarian, whatever she wants to call herself. I can see why she is. I still can't see. You see the difference? Like, you can see why certain people are Republican, but you can't see why someone like an Aaron Navarro is a Republican. You see what I mean? I can see why Michele Tafoya is a moderate, right? Clearly, I can see why. But Aaron Navarro has yet stated why she's a Republican. So, I mean, I'm just going to leave y'all with that to think about, because just think about it. Each person that fills in that seat that calls himself a Republican, you know why they're a Republican. You know, right? Till this day with Aaron Navarro, we don't know why. We don't. So, let's see. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here because y'all seemed like y'all was really interested in what I was trying to say. You know, and even if I don't agree with her thoughts, you know, or what she said, sure, I'm not going to agree with her about race fully, but I can sit there and have a respectful conversation with her, you know, versus saying, oh, she should not be on that show. You know, she's a racist, or just call her names. You know, I'm not doing that. But yeah, y'all. So of course Michelle is better than Meghan. Yeah, she's more civil in her conversations, and she's been in this business for a very long time. Like she said, she was hosting in sports for 25 years. So I don't see why people just don't want to hear different opinions than their own, right? They don't. You know, and I wish that comes to a close. I wish it comes to a close. Like me personally, I would rather sit in that seat and commentate on what I fully believe in than sit in that seat and commentate on what I feel Twitter would love me about, right? You see what I mean? Or what the world would love me about. You know, so like literally, if Kamala Harris was a subject, I would be like, well, yeah, she was a mistress to Willie Brown, a popular politician in California. She was 29, he was 60, he was married, and he had several mistresses, side chicks, whatever you want to call it. And that's how she upped her career. Now, that's going to cause backlash, and that's going to cause people saying mean things to me, because literally the demographic of that show are people who follow Kamala Harris. And I'm sure they're going to get mad at me for saying that, but I would rather say the truth than a lie, right? Than sit here and lie and say, oh, no, you know, she's a self-made woman. She's lovely. And no, she's technically not a self-made woman. Wendy Williams is a self-made woman, right? As I don't recall Wendy Williams sleeping with somebody to up her career. I mean, I don't know anything about that. You know, so I'm just being honest. It's unpopular opinion, I'm sure, on The View to say that. And I'm sure that would cause a lot of controversy and backlash, especially talking about the VP, to probably get fired for saying that on TV, on The View, because she's the vice president and they look out for people. Sunny Hostin is obsessed with, going back to yesterday, she brought up the fact Nigerians weren't getting out of Ukraine. Well, I was like, you, Sunny, either are the men of Ukraine. I'm not sure. I've heard about that race. I got to read on it and see, Ryan. But, you know, they were talking about therapy on today's show, and she was like, well, maybe I need therapy. I'm like, duh. You know, she does need therapy, because I think she has high anxiety and she's a neurotic in a way. I mean, everyone can use therapy, but, you know, some people really need it. And I think Sunny Hostin is one of them that need it. Yeah, I don't follow either party either, but neutral. Unfortunately, that's not the world we live in with media. It changed, especially after Trump got out. Shell, when Trump got in, it started to change, right? And so it's like Republicans are all bad, Democrats are all good, and that's the narrative of what's going on. But hello. But yeah, so I agree with you, Ryan. I'm not sure what's going on with the Africans in Ukraine. I'm not discounting if it's race related or not, but I like to read on things in order for me to find out what it is. Because they said the whole Haiti thing was about race, right? You see what I mean? And it wasn't, I don't think it was about race. You see what I mean? They were just trying to cross the border illegally, correct? They made it about race, right? And they made it seem like the people on the horses were whipping them when they weren't even whipping them. So, I mean, I could be neurotic, but I try to keep myself calm. I like facts. You see what I mean? Like I like to, okay, if this is about race, let's read it. Let's talk about it, right? I want to see what So, um, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, there is definitely like I've been through some scrutiny, like in the South here in the United States of America. I mean, the South is pretty much the epicenter of race and history and stuff like that. So it's very typical here in the South. But I dealt with it when one of my neighbors. I talked to y'all about it. But it's like I'm not going to let that supersede my life and say, hey, I can't get this job because I am this color or because I'm this nationality and because I'm this, I'm that. If you truly have faith and you truly believe in a higher power and your own talent, your own drive, and your ability to be able to overcome obstacles in life, then you should be able to do anything you want. You see what I mean? But yeah, so she is neurotic. Yeah, I mean, I am as well. I can be sometimes, but yeah, I got to read on the whole Ukraine stuff. So and see what that issue was about. But I just want to be honest, and it's that's why you guys, I say it's mainstream versus reality, because mainstream media talks a good game of exaggeration, and reality is speaking to someone, your neighbor, and talking about things that they may agree with. That's a left-wing ideology, and that's a right-wing ideology. I said hello. Arabians don't like paying their taxes. A lot of Arabs are fiscally conservative. They don't want to pay taxes. And I understand that now. Before, I didn't understand that. But now I get it. I understand it. I get it. I even remember talking to one of my relatives back then. And I was like, yeah, I pay it. He's like, oh, you pay? I'm like, yeah, I pay it. But I mean, it's, of course I'm going to have to pay it, but I don't want to pay it. So, but yeah, so it's like I'm all in with Michele Tafoya. I like her. I think she's the perfect out of all the guest hosts. I told y'all already. Out of all the guest hosts, I like her. I like Lauren Wright as well, Dr. Wright. But Michele Tafoya is my top pick. And I think they know that. I think The View sees that, which is why they invited her back. And they got comments about her. So it's like a lot of people love to watch that they hate. Like me personally, even when I, disliking Meghan McCain, I still like watching her on the show, right? I don't dislike her as a person. I just dislike some of the things she said. You see what I mean? I dislike some of the things she say because, I don't like to say I dislike someone but I dislike some of the things she say, but I still liked watching her, right? And to be honest with you guys, she's the one that brought the ratings to the show. Let's be clear. It started with her, who's like cardboard. It's so I mean, look, I think Michele Tafoya is the perfect fit. I think that The View is looking at statistics and realizing that a lot of people are in the middle. A lot of people are independent. A lot of people left the Republican Party, especially after Trump, after the Trump administration. And I think they're going in a route where, okay, let me find somebody that's not like full on right, because I mean, it's pretty obvious that that's what they're trying to do, because the reports said that they were trying to get someone from the Five, and she's a libertarian. the girl on Fox News, Kat Tiff. One of the other girls I talked about, what's her name? I think her last name is Booth. She went on Dan Bongino's show, and she was also supposed to be considered for the seat, but she was outspoken about the Ronavax. And so the View's not having that. And I don't think she was vaccinated. So they're not having that either. So she's out, right? And so I think what they're looking for is somebody that is like, that shows that they're a moderate, that they're a libertarian, you know, that's not like Anna Navarro that doesn't show it. You know, like the way I want to do things proceeding forward, if I'm talking politics, is to look at it under a civil lens. Like, I'm not going to sit here and bash Michele Tafoya because I may disagree with something she say. Like, I want to look at it under a civil lens, and I know that's not a popular thing to do, especially here in media, you know. But I'm not here to bash the woman, you know. I'm not. No, no, neutral. No, that's not a reason to get a job. That's the reason a lot of the girls on Fox News get jobs, because they hire them because of their looks versus their mentality, you know. But as the big bride, okay, I am no party affiliation. Yeah, I haven't been in a party affiliation for quite some time now, for several years now. Like even before I sort of just kind of like changed the scope of how this channel is going. Like even before the whole Meghan McCain, me started bashing her and stuff like that, I was registered as no party affiliation. I wanted to be registered as an independent, but when I got my license, the woman, you know, because when you go get your license, they ask you if, hey, would you like me to do the voting thing for you? I'm like, okay, whatever. And she was like, Democrat, Republican, independent. I'm like, put independent. And then she goes, or no party affiliation. Then I was like, okay, whatever, put that. So this was like 4 or 5 years ago. So this probably 3-4 years ago. So this is before I even like knew you guys and doing this channel. Like I was no party affiliation because I knew the Democratic Party is full of shit and the Republican Party is full of shit. So I was like, yeah, no party affiliation. So Lisa Booth, that's her name. Yeah. So yeah, but now I want to change it to like independent. If I do decide to run for politics in the be like a moderate Democrat, because I mean, if you're trying to run for politics now, you got to think marketing and branding. A lot of people aren't going to vote independent. They want to vote either Democrat or Republican. So I'd probably do a moderate Democrat. Like Joe Biden's a moderate Democrat. He doesn't show it, but he is. I wouldn't call someone who says racism today a real problem a moderate, despite what she calls herself. I don't think it's a real problem like it's being seen as, because even like, but it's a problem when you have, it's an issue even if it takes place with one person. It's, to me, that's an issue. I don't care if it's one person out of the 50 states or one person out of North America and all the continents and the regions in the world. If like, it's an issue. You see what I mean? It's definitely an issue. You know, just recently they had that FedEx driver go on a wrong delivery route, and a father and son decide to take it in their own hands and try to stop him because they thought he was suspicious, right? And so, in FedEx didn't give him his paid leave because he decided to take paid leave. He actually went to work the next day on the same route, but then he was like, you know what, this is too mentally. They shot at his car and everything, and luckily he was alive to tell the story. It's definitely an issue. It's an issue, right? And that's where I may disagree with her on. I think she knows it's an issue, because if you go back on like a month ago when she first was on the show, she talked about that it's been an issue since the Civil War, and it's been an issue long before George Floyd. So I think she knows it's an issue. I just don't think it's as big as an issue as the media is making it seem, you know. No, despite what she calls. You can be a moderate. Sarah Haynes is a moderate. Like, the problem is today's people want to call you what they think they should call you. I only call Anna Navarro not a Republican to say one Republican thing, one thing that's Republican, one thing. Even when Meghan McCain asked her why she's a Republican, what she said was not even Republican-esque about coming here, leaving this country to come here. That was just more of a problem you had, a situation you had to hire lawyers and, first of all, her parents had money, okay? They had money. She didn't, and of our people had money, okay? But you're saying you don't think someone can call themselves a moderate if they don't see racism as an issue? Like, you can be a moderate and racism is probably not one of your top lists or one of the things you believe in, right? Systemic racism is probably not one thing you believe in, right? You could be a conservative and agree that the issue that happened at the mall between a 14-year-old and a white kid was racially biased. You see what I mean? There's conservatives that believe that there's issues racially here in the United States of America. Meghan McCain even acknowledged that on the show as a conservative. So it's not a one-size-fits-all situation. There's conservatives that believe in wearing a mask. It's not all of them. I know one that's conservative that says masks work and stuff. So it's not all of them. But yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's mainstream media versus reality. And reality is what I'm talking about. It's not everybody that feels that way. And so that's why I agree with someone like Michele Tafoya when she said it's like, it's either left or right, and it's us in the middle where people's like, shut up and listen. And she's right. We do. There is issues. But the thing is, it's like, just because someone is African American or some is a person who isn't some big job in government or just big job in general, a lot of people that are African American or people of color, they feel like, well, I see it mostly with African Americans, they feel like you need to be biased and defend them. And that's not how I roll. Like, I'm not a yes person. Just because Whoopi is black or Kamala Harris is a person of color, and I'm not going to sit here and say she's self-made. I'm not going to sit here and lie and be biased. I'm going to be honest. Unfortunately, we live in a world where it's like, if you are black or you are a minority, you have to be biased because, it's a rare opportunity for someone of a color or a minority to have this kind of position. No, I'm not being biased. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest about it. I'm going to be honest about the situation. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to lie. So, I'm not going to lie. Someone said, do you think Kamala Harris is self-made? No, I don't think she's self-made. I'm going to say no. Do you think Obama was a good president? Hell no. He was not a good president, and I regret voting for him during my first time being able to vote. So I'm going to be honest, So that's just how I am. Do you think Trump is a good president? No. no. So it's it's an issue. It's definitely an issue. It's an issue. But saying that someone can't be a moderate or they can't be an independent because they went to go speak at CPAC, that's small-minded thinking. Anna Kasparian, the girl from Young Turks, who I love, went to CPAC, and she spoke with Ben Shapiro and the moderator. They had a little debate going on. It's important. Like, even when you're running for president, one of the things that hurt Elizabeth Warren is because she didn't want to go on Fox News and talk to the audience on Fox News. Pete Buttigieg goes on Fox News and talks. I would go on Fox News and talk on Fox News, right? Fox News is no different than an ABC, than a CBS, a CNBC. There's no different. It's in terms of business and how they do their business. They're no different. So you just have the commentators that makes it seem like it's different. They're no different. They're not. They're all the same. They're the same. It's just that, publicly you see the different colors on ABC, right? But business-wise, where they make the money, it's all the same stuff. I mean, The View had their discrimination issue, right? They had a reporter that came out in 2020 that said that Barbara Fredida literally told him he's qualified as a white man, but he can't get a job because ABC wants to hire, I think she said, black people, or just they want to hire minorities and stuff like that. She told him that to his face, and he covered up. He didn't speak out on it because he was scared to get blackballed. I want to do a story about that, but now he's a reporter in LA, in Los Angeles. So it's like it's the same. They go on the same narrative, right? It's just all about money and where it fits where to make money in. Like ABC sees inclusion and diversity in order to make money, but they don't see it as a moral thing, at least not when Bar Fadita was there. Fox News see it on a different scenario, possibly, right? It's the same thing. It's the same. It's the same. So when people compare and contrast, yes, I love ABC because I love the shows they used to have on ABC Family and stuff like that. But in terms of talking about commentating, like The View versus The Five, the people upstairs running the stocks and the stakeholders and the advertisers, they're no different. It's the same. It's been the same for a long time. Now we're starting to see a little bit change, but then again, Kim Godwin, who's the president of ABC News, she's not the president of the network. She has bosses that she got to attest to, and they are white Caucasian bosses that working for Walt Disney. It's all the same. It's the same, I watched today's show and I like Michelle's input. Racism, and she should be called out on all opportunities. However, not everything or decision is based on. Yeah, it exists. It does exist. It certainly does. And I have my ways where, let's say, if I'm going to a restaurant that's in a predominantly white, rich neighborhood, in my mind, I'm thinking of race. I'm just being honest. Like I'm thinking of, okay, I'm just thinking about it. Just because it's just, I don't know. It's a disease, right? I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking about it. I'm not saying it, but I'm thinking, like, if you go into a store and you just see all white people working, right? And it's like, there's no diversity, there's no inclusion. In my mind, I'm thinking, about it. But it's like, that's because the South is known for that, so more independents and moderates should infiltrate CPAC. It seems to be a Trump call more than anything now. You can be independent and lean left or right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can be independent and lean left or right or in the middle. I just don't belong to either party because of the product of who I am, because of what I believe in, of it being true, and what's been revealed in this book that I still didn't finish reading with Dr. Lamont Hill, but what Trump did when he was in office, and what Biden is doing when in office now, and what he did when he was with Obama as VP. So I don't feel represented by either party. Like, I don't. So this is why progressives has formed. Even progressives are full of shit. It's all about politics, right? I don't label my politics. I don't. But if I were run in politics, it would probably be a Democrat moderate or something like that. Because you just have wise. You're not going to win now currently if you run as an independent. It's not going to look good doing that. So that's why Andrew Yang left the Democratic Party and decided to make his own party. He just left it. Because he did a whole synopsis about it. And he talked about how when he was running as a Democrat, like people that were running in a primaries as a Democrat were like, they would bash you and debate you on stage. But he was like, behind the scenes, they would come up to you and apologize for it, and stuff. So, so yeah, it is what it is. I'm not about to sell my soul and be one way just because it gets clicks and views and stuff. I want to be myself, man. I don't want to be something that I'm not. Like, there's YouTubers that are so successful because they are one way. There's that Brian Tyler Cohen who interviewed Joe Biden the other day. He's one way. He covers Fox News and he only bashes Fox News. He doesn't bash left stream media. He only bashes Fox News. And he gets the big people on his show because that's who they are. They're like, nothing's wrong with our party. It's the opposite party, like the Jen Psaki's, the Chuck Schumers, the Adam Schiffs, the Joe Biden, all of these people, so his target market is just to bash the Republican Party. And I don't want to do that, but you talk Republican mumbo jumbo so much. I'm in a phase where like I told y'all, like I kind of like felt like why am I attacking Republicans like when I first started when Democrats are no different? Like that's not honest. So when you are living a lifestyle that's full on liberal and you grew up in a household where it's like you think Republicans are this and that, and later on in life you just start reading off you from your job, well, not 2 years off. This pandemic happened, you're in your home a lot of times and you just do reading and you have this self-fulfillment and this wake-up call that hey, it's not really like that. It's all propaganda. It is. And I even remember my father used to tell me propaganda, 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 but we really didn't have a full-on conversation about it in terms of what the media does. But that's what it is. So I did like how Michele says there are some bad. Yeah, she said both. She said both, and there's moderates who are told shut the f up. That's basically what she said. You know, that's what she said, and that's why I don't understand why people don't like her. It's because she went on CPAC or she went on Tucker Carlson or Megyn Kelly. You know, it's like that's why they don't like her. Or she stated her feelings about affinity groups and race. When I was working during the pandemic, early on in the pandemic. I'm making money now, but when I was like out, one of my employees' father, who just turned 60, told me to my face. He was like, "I just recently found out that white privilege exists." 60 years later. I mean, you're 60 years old, and this man literally looked at me and told me that. He was like, "You know what? Just recently, I found out that white privilege exists." This is what he told me. And and a lot of people are like, "We're not supposed to educate white people. We're not." No, some people just don't know because your experiences are reliant on how you grew up. Is nature versus nurture. Your experiences on how you are raised, where you are from. There is even a YouTuber. They're like a vlog family. It's two African American girls. They're twins, and the mom marries a white man from Georgia, like from the country part of Georgia. And he was honest, and he said, yeah, he grew up in a racist town with a racist family, and by him traveling outside, talking in his 40s, right? Traveling outside of Georgia and seeing other parts, it made him more self-aware and take all of those race or racial tropes away from him. So it's like, it's not fair for you to say you can't educate people because people learn new things every single day, right? You can't be defending Whoopi and be like, oh, well, she didn't know. It's a learning moment. She misspoke. She needs to be educated on it. She should not be suspended. But as soon as a white person says something that's controversial towards black people, it's like, oh, I don't have time to educate him on that. You can't say that. You can say that, but that's you being hypocritical. So like Sharon Osbourne should be fired. Blah 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 blah. She should be fired. We don't have time to educate her and stuff like that. But if something a black person says, it's like, oh no, they misspoke. We should educate them on that topic. No, you can't do that. You can't pick and choose when it benefits you. I do like TYT. I used to watch their channel religiously, but then I like Anna Sperm, but I really stopped watching political channels because it's just too one way. So Joy, yeah, I agree. Joy's a better moderator. I agree on that. Yeah, so it's like you can't pick and choose when to cancel somebody, when not to cancel somebody. It's supposed to be consistent. And just like that, 5 people just unsubscribed because I'm being honest and telling the truth and being factual. I also liked how she asked how much should teachers make, meaning most people don't make enough, and that will always be people who say. Yeah, I had someone on Twitter reply to one of my tweets and said that Michele Tafoya, I'm not a fan of her. She should not be on The View because she said that teachers should not get a raise or should not be paid more. I don't think she said that. She did not say that. Actually was about to get a teaching position years ago because it was like, this media stuff is not really working. And it's very unfair because basically it's like teachers who are older, a lot of them they make a little bit less than people that just start out. You see what I mean? It's really not fair. They don't get paid. They don't get paid enough. They really don't. I agree on that. They don't get paid enough. You think everybody's hot, man? It's more than looks, my dude. It's about, it's about personality. It's about intellect. It's about just how you are as a person. Joy said Christians were crazy for hearing from Jesus. Yes, and she apologized, and she only apologized to keep her job. She said that Whoopi doesn't deny the Holocaust, but says it's not about race, and then gets educated. But Joy Behar got in trouble for that. She got in trouble but she apologized. Whoopi didn't apologize. Joy Behar got in huge trouble for that, for saying that. And she said she only apologized to keep her job. So when she apologized, she can go back to bashing Mike Pence. And she said that. That's on record, And she even had a conversation with Mike Pence personally. She's a Christian. Joy Behar is the same religion, follows the same religion as Mike Pence. Teachers are so underpaid. I've listened to so many American shows talk about underpaid teachers, and I think, why the heck is this not a bill in Congress to raise their money? Because they really don't care about the people here in America. They just care about their money themselves. That's just honest. Democrat or Republican, that's what they do. Yeah, she didn't say that. Michele Tafoya didn't say teachers should not be paid more. But yeah, I just like to be fair and honest. What part don't people get? The show's called The View. Can get on their show and give their view. It should be controversial. It should be disagreeable. No, I just think that I wasn't calling for Whoopi to be suspended, but I just think that they just need a fair balance of hosts on that show. And I feel like with having Michele Tafoya and having Sarah Haynes on there, it's still an imbalance because you still have three other ones. But I think it's back to what it was, since Meghan McCain left, right? It's back to what it was. It's probably better, because she her communication skills is not as controversial as Meghan is. So I think it's better right now. She's the same religion. I don't know if it's a Christian or a Catholic. I don't know. I don't know, and I really don't care what religion she is. I actually heard her say that she was talking about teachers, union bosses getting so much money, not the actual teachers. I hope not. I want Michele on there because Michele is not scared to speak against people and not being canceled by Twitter. She don't care about the comments and stuff. And I like someone like that. They just don't care about what people think. So, and it's funny that it's funny that it's like, I know how Michele Tafoya is a moderate, right? But you have Erin Navarro, who calls herself a Republican. I still don't. Can anybody tell me why Erin Navarro is a Republican? I don't care what Joy Behar's religious thing is. I don't care. I just know that she said she apologized because she wanted to keep her job, and that she's the same. At that time, she said she's the same. She followed the same type of religion that Mike Pence does. I don't care if she's faking. That's her. Big money was taken out of politics, then a lot more would be denied. But when two parties are both to big donors, nothing ever will change. Let's face it, nothing is going to happen. Exactly. 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 Meghan is horrible. I like Meghan for the show. I like a little bit of controversy. I like a little bit of, I like people that speak against the grain of corporate America. I don't like all of that polishedness. Y'all know that already. If you want to vote for Trump, that's your choice, Lauren. As an American, you have a choice to vote for Trump if you want to vote for him. That's your choice. That this is her last season. I know it's her last season. I know. Did she recently tell somebody? Because I did a video about it long before. I know it's her last season. I get word too. You know that, right? I know it's her last season. And that's why she was complaining on The View the other day that she wanted to go to Italy for the past 4 years, and now she can't go because of the whole Ukrainian crisis, and she got backlash from that. Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate it. Super chats are appreciated, y'all. Super chats are appreciated. But yeah, so I just want to be fair. I just want to be fair-minded and stuff. You know, like I don't belong to a political party or anything. I just like to hear different perspectives. I've always been that way. Always been that way. I always love, like, the job I worked for before was a Republican owned job. This was years ago, even when I could rule or whatever. At that time, this was a Republican owned job, and we get a lot of conservatives, Trump supporters coming in, and I would ask them questions, ask them questions. While I made this channel, bashing Meghan McCain, like I would just ask them questions. Like, I'm not going to berate somebody because they're a Republican or because they support Trump. I would ask, like, hey, like, let's talk about it. I had one person said, I'm going to make you a conservative. That's what he told me. He was jailed, like, I'm going to make you a conservative. So I guess his wish sort of came true. I mean, I'm not full on right, but I mean, I do have some things on the right that I do agree with. Just the other day on Twitter, I'm like, damn right they should build a wall because I'm the one living in the South and I live around them. Thank you, Lauren. And I live around them, and I do agree with legal immigration. I do agree. One thing that pissed me off about Kamala Harris was, like, she literally campaigned and touted that they're going to be the people who are welcoming Latinos in from Guatemala and different countries. I have a lot of Guatemalans that stay around me, like a lot of them, right? And so for her to even say that do not come to Guatemalans, but literally part of your campaign and part of Biden's campaign was to promise people to be able to come here without any type of violence and threats and stuff, then all of a sudden you want to threat them saying don't come here? Come on now. Come on. I appreciate it, Lauren. Thank you. So I am for legal immigration, but I'm also for building the wall because a lot of them, they come here, y'all. And look, y'all not going to know how I feel unless y'all live around, okay? I mean, they're very nice. I don't mind them, but sometimes it gets too much with the drinking and leaving the beer bottles outside, coming in here, parking in my parking spot. You don't live here. It's like, it's too much. It's too much. It's too much. Sometimes it's too much. And it's that they can come here so easily, but people in Haiti, people in Middle East, people elsewhere, and like Ukraine, they don't have the option to come here because they don't live by the border. It's not fair. It's not. So in a way, I'm for the wall to be built. I am, in a way. I definitely am. But I'm here. I'm also for, like, legally, you come here the right way. So why did Meredith Vieira get fired? When they get tired of you, they just fire you. I don't even know she got fired, but I wouldn't be surprised if she got fired because, The View is known to fire people, right? They just get tired of people, They fired Elizabeth Hasselbeck. They fired Joy Behar. She came back. So people, they just get tired of people. That's all. That's the reason. They want to start something new, start something fresh, try to be relevant with trends. I watched her talk show, parts of it. I mean, her talk show was it was very news. She had a talk show as well. I don't know if you know that, but it got canceled. It was very news like Anderson Cooper had. That's why I was like, talk shows should not be that way. It should not be news-esque because we already have a lot of news related stations. So why have a talk show and make it news-esque? Like, we already have a lot of those, So it got canceled, which is the reason why I'm surprised Cameron Hall is still on. Did you hear about Marjorie Taylor Greene attending? No, I don't pay attention to her. I don't. It's so much stuff going on, Greg. I don't even pay attention to her. I really don't. The last time I heard about her is when they banned her from Twitter. I don't pay attention to her. I really don't pay attention to her. I don't. But yeah, nobody want to come on, huh? This is the link. Did I pin the link? Is it pinned on the top? Let me see. Did I pin it? Yeah, I don't pay attention to her. Yeah, man, I just want to be fair. I want to be inclusive, especially when you're running for president. Like, don't be like Elizabeth Warren and be like, I ain't gonna talk to Fox News. That's how they make money. Fox News is gonna make money regardless if you go on their show or not. You know. So she's a journalist. That's that's what I'm assuming. She probably left because a lot of true journalists that don't want to get involved in the scrutiny of social media and stuff and their craft of being a journalist, they don't want to be on shows that where you got to express your opinion, you know. um, and I think she's one of them because she had a talk show and it was journalism, right? Her talk show wasn't gossip or nothing. You know, so like Paula Ferris, same thing. She left. What's her name? The other chick, the Asian lady. What's her name? Lisa Lane. Same thing. You know, they don't want to be involved in that. You know, I don't blame them. I really don't blame them. If I was on The View, if I was on the show, I probably would not want to be on Twitter or want to read the comments, you know, because it's like, it's too much, man. It's like, it's too much. It's too much. I wouldn't want to be on Twitter. Like, I come in, deal with that. I come in, Michele Tafoya, you know, people that are on platforms that are highly opposite of what the show host political views are. So I commend people like that because it's too much. Like social media literally is toxic. Um, so it's a lot, man. It's too much. Let's see. Meredith is better than Whoopi. I didn't watch her moderate, but I'm sure she's better. I'm sure because she has more experience. She's the one that was on The View during the start of the show when it first started. So, but you got to understand, like moderating is not an easy task. Like you got to make sure the hosts be quiet when you tell them to be quiet. You got to make sure that they're able to get their talking points in before their time is up. Then you got to go commercial break, and it's a lot. And then you got to see if you want to comment on the topic. So it's like it's a lot to handle. You know, you got to be able to do more than one thing at one time. So it's a lot. But you got to be good under pressure. It looks easy, but it's not easy. A white nationalist convention. Isn't she like a nationalist or something? Oh, she's always in trouble. I don't pay attention to that girl. And so I pinned my call in if anybody want to come on. But yeah, dude, I just I like her on the show today. I believe a lot of people like her on the show too. Michele Tafoya, they just don't want to admit it. I'm just like asking people to be open-minded. That's all. That's it. Like even Barry Wise, y'all know how I feel about her. Like I'm also open-minded to hearing what she says, right, on the show. I just like hearing different stuff. So that's it. It's like if you're not watching other people that you disagree with, you're not going to learn. You're not going to see how they think. You're not going to. The world's not going to be a better place. I think my purpose in life is to be the uniter, to unite everybody together. I think that's maybe my purpose, y'all. I'm tired, y'all. I'm sorry, my eyes. I'm still, but Meredith is better than Whoopi. Yes, Latins and other nationalities do come to America. Yeah, I mean, Mexico is literally on the border of North America, like literally. It's right there. Literally right there. Like there's places in Alabama, I believe, or maybe it's Texas, where literally you can see they're over the border. Like you literally can look and the border is like right there for them to cross. Right? Believe me, they be coming here, dog. They come here. They come here. And I'm not against that. I'm just like, and I mean, I don't care if you're here illegally. That's not my business. But it's like, For a lot of parts of my life, I did live around a Latino community, and the majority of them didn't have documentation. They came here illegally, so I know how it is. I know how it is. You know, um, I mean, I'm not hating. They're very nice people, and they're human, just like myself. They're very nice, but I don't really have issues with them. I love Whoopi. I never said she was fake. Did I say she was fake? I didn't say she was fake. Besides that last name that she got to get jobs in Hollywood, but I didn't call her fake. I like them all on the show personally. I like them all. I don't hate anybody on that show. I like them all. I mean, I may disagree with them, but I don't hate them. You know, and I truly feel that they like Michele Tafoya. Otherwise, they would not have called her back. They like her. I believe that they like her. The host, you can tell. Like you can tell if there's no chemistry or something is off. I think they like her way more than they like Dr. Lauren Wright. Like they like Michele. I think they do. Um, so plus, like she's popular in the media now. So why would have you not try to for that popularity? You know, like I didn't even know who the woman was before the View because I don't watch sports. I didn't know who she was. I literally did not know who she was. So, but she makes the show interesting, you know. And I'm gonna watch tomorrow. I watched today. Notice y'all, I'm up on here live stream talking to y'all. Like, so see, look, I'm gonna read y'all comments on Twitter just by searching the View. It's very interesting what people are saying. Let's see the View, Twitter. It says, you scroll up to the top, okay, it's Chris Christie. It says, please stop bringing Michele on. We don't like her. None of the ladies of the panel do either. I disagree. The ladies definitely like her on the show. I mean, they may disagree with her, but I don't think they dislike her. The View tries to open the closed minds of some of its viewers by occasionally bringing on a refreshingly candid and thoughtful person to fill that chair on the far left or right. Thanks for the fresh air, ladies. The you and your 14 followers watch it together. You see, it's like, get the F out of here. You see what I mean? A lot of people make Twitter accounts just to troll. Like literally, a lot of these people, they don't have pictures of themselves. You know, I like her. I mean, I'm open-minded to hearing this. Michele, the hate is in your party. I know Libertarian Party, many GOP are co-opting because y'all think you can hide your racism better under the group since the official GOP have exposed their slips. I don't agree with that. Don't follow the GOP. Like Tulsi Gabbard is a libertarian, but she ran as a Democrat. Don't follow the GOP to make a mockery of the term woke. Being aware of injustices is a strength. So it's like literally if you just write her name on Twitter, it's like a whole bunch of people not liking her. It's like people just not liking her. Michele Tafoya is a prime example of how independent white women latch onto culture wars orchestrated by Republicans because it caters to their white fragility and supremacy. I hope Sunny eats her up for the next 2 days. I'm guessing she is eyeing co-hosting. I think she is because part of me, when I was watching her on Megyn Kelly, she said she wanted to explore other opportunities, but it's not the right moment at the time. So I think there's a possibility that she may want the job, and I hope she does. Someone right, Michele Tafoya does that thing where she acts like she's in the middle. Girl, you literally spent the weekend with white nationalists and insurrectionists. You are not in the middle. You are one step away from wearing a white sheet and hood. So from that comment, okay, so should I be talking to Biden when he signed off with George Bush to start the Iraqi, George W. Bush to sign a bill the sign saying, "Hey, let's go to the Iraqi war." Should I be talking to him now? I mean, we're saying white nationalists and insurrectionists. Let's talk about Joe Biden. Should I be sitting with him because he had his son go off to war and his son has stage 4 cancer? Supposedly because of the pollution of the bombs in Iraq and everything that he wanted his son to go to and serve, and now he's gone, right? Should I not be sitting with him or talking to him or conversing with him? Because Joe Biden is no different than people that I'm assuming, I don't know what their gender is talking about. Should I not talk to Joe Biden now? Should I not do that? Have you been out? No, I haven't even been outside. Nope, that's my problem. I had something to do this morning, and then I did a video, and then I came on here, and it's already 3 o'clock in my area. Do Jaraway, you don't care about a lot of stuff. You have to care about something. No, I like Sunny. I do. I just don't like, she's closed-minded sometimes. I like her, though. You see? Oh, wait, this is my comment, y'all, about the girl. You need to skip that. See, that showed automatically. See how she copied and pasted, like, some of my comments? And then she, if you want to check that out on Twitter, you can. That's my comment. See, my comment is being shown. This is probably why she saw one of my comments about me saying I'm glad Michele Tafoya is on The View today. And that's why the girl who I was talking about, that quote tweeted me on accident and did block me and decided to bash me. Talking about she didn't see my Twitter when clearly she did. It's like I see a lot of my, wait, hold on. This is my Twitter, right? All right, I'm on the wrong link, y'all. I'm on the wrong link. Okay, this is it. This is where Michele Tafoya is. Yeah, see, there's my comment right there. It's just still early in the day. There's my YouTube video right there. So I'm sure the girl saw my comment, right? Kindle for governor. That's the man she's representing. Oh, good Lord, now Michele Tafoya is now claiming to be a Republican. Girl gone. She said she's an independent. And it's Dean, Meghan McCain's friend. The weather lady on Fox News wrote, this was still pretty one-sided, but Michele Tafoya is a calm voice of reason, trying to represent people who aren't so far to the left or the right. How is it? Okay, so if you think it's one-sided, then you must be right. Because I remember Janice Dean saying she doesn't label her politics, or she's not a Republican, or she's not a full-on right. I don't see how it was one-sided when Michele pretty much said that there's cancel culture on the left and on the right, and there's issues on the left and on the right, and there's people in the middle, and they're being told to shut up and listen. So I don't understand why Janice Dean is saying that it was so one-sided. I don't agree. I don't agree with that comment. So this just tells me that she's on the right then. Please welcome. Oh, CRT bashing. Michele Tafoya came back to get serving up soul again by Aunt Whoopi. I see. You aren't a libertarian and an independent. You are either an independent or a libertarian. Michele, you are a libertarian. The way Sunny kept hitting Michele Tafoya with that, we know what she means. Black Women's History Month. I will not accept that. They don't want her to be on the show. So it's like, I know there's a lot of African-American viewers that watch the show, and so they're not really here for Michele Tafoya's comments, especially when it comes to someone that calls himself a libertarian or on the right, which I don't see that as being healthy. I'm gonna eat, actually, I'm probably gonna eat the same thing. I ate the same thing at the same place yesterday. So you got on Sunny's bad side. I don't know. She probably don't even know who I am. I mean, yeah, she blocked me and stuff, but and her teammates saw my video because I asked to interview her. But a lot of these hosts, they forget. I don't think she knows who I am. So no, but I don't just think that her religion and her personal experiences, it like she's a little closed-minded, She's closed-minded on a lot of things, not even on political things, on personal stuff too. She's closed-minded. you know, and I think she's a little insecure as well, you know. I don't even know why she's insecure. She's a beautiful lady, which a lot of beautiful people are insecure, but she has no reason, in my opinion, to be insecure when she you know, when she's beautiful. You know, she's an attractive woman. So I just don't agree. I don't know, but I feel like she has a little bit of insecurity, you know. But yeah, but that's pretty much the comments on that. Now, when you walk off in real life, you're not going to hear people say, "Oh, I don't want Michele Tafoya on the View," but on Twitter land, you're going to hear that. So, oh Jesus. But yeah, man, that's pretty much my comments on this video and the whole situation. Y'all just my 2 cents in conclusion on this is just be open-minded to hearing somebody's thoughts. That's all. Just be open-minded. You know, conservative people, from what I've saw, they don't even Ben Shapiro. Conservatives and in general, like Larry Elder, Ben Shapiro, they're not saying that systemic racism does not exist. They're saying that it exists, but it doesn't exist on the platform that the media is making it seem to be as. That's what they're saying. They never denied systemic racism. Even when I watched Ben Shapiro debate Anna Kasparian, he even like they're not denying that. They're not. They're just saying that they don't feel like it exists on a platform that the media makes it seem it to be as. Like it's not as big as the media make. Now it's an issue. Just because it's not as big doesn't mean it's an issue, but y'all got to understand the media profits off of that. They profit off of the division and divisiveness and off of this race stuff and everything. And that's what they're doing, you know, so that's what they're doing. So I find that people that just have one way of thinking, they're very closed-minded. They don't read. They're not as educated as they think they are. They just watch TV shows like The View and the media and just get information from them without looking up stuff themselves. You know, and it sucks that the media is winning in that way. No, she blocked me on Twitter because I said she needs to take time off because her emotions are getting away. So anytime with Sunny, you say emotions or angry, she's gonna think of angry Black woman. That's why she blocked me. You know, she blocks a lot of people. You know, so that's why she blocked me. Hey, it's okay. I still have respect. Yeah, I have respect for the woman, but I don't agree with her on things. But you know, I think she's a good person. I do. I think she's a loyal. I think like she's a loyal friend and she's a good person. I honestly do feel that. Like, you know, I would actually want to be friends with her because I think she's a loyal person, and I think you know she's one of those people that would be good friends with you. Like that's the real definition of a friend. Like what I can see that in her, Sunny Hostin. Same thing with Sarah Haynes. I see the same thing in her as well in terms of like friendship. It's like when they're a friend, there's no motive, there's no malice to it or nothing. But you know, so I think she's a good person. I do. I don't think she's I don't think none of them are bad people, you know. But yeah, so I think she's a good person. Anyways, y'all, that's why my eyes are like this because I didn't go outside. Like I woke up at 9 today. I didn't even go outside. Anyways, y'all, thank you for watching. It's funny how that Twitter person called me a bum and literally they're in their house all day making videos and taking online classes on Twitter and they don't even get paid for it like I do. All right, y'all. Deuces.